Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. We had some decent trading today for the S&P 500, for Tesla, for NVDA. I'm pretty pleased. It wasn't the best trading day ever, but pretty pleased. I had a resistance level around 471.5. And when that level cleared, I alerted to the group. 471.5 cleared, put in 473 in play. And when I alerted it, I was watching the 15-minute chart. And you guys can see there where I'm pointing with the yellow line. We cleared 471.3. And that led to a move up to 472.97. It was pretty underwhelming. It took all day to happen. And it didn't quite hit my 473 level. A couple cents shy of it before pulling back here. That 471.5 is level. Pretty critical. We're going to talk about that. And then there was Tesla. I had a 254 level. I wrote in the Discord. I had a bull case and a bear case. And I wrote, as long as above 247, Tesla's in breakout mode. That was based on a multi-month trend line. And for bullish follow through, the 254 level must clear to trigger longs. And put 256, 258, and 259.4 in play. You know, we play it level to level. And I had a bear case, which I had support at 254 that needed to break down. And you guys can see here in the morning, market cleared 254. And it cleared 256. And then it smashed 258. But here's what happened at 258. You know how I always say you don't have to call a top? It cleared 258. At the 10:15 candle and then broke it back below on the 10:30 candle. That is, guys, a false breakout setup. And look how beautiful it played out, pushing Tesla back down. All we had to do, we didn't have to try to predict or know the future. Just react to whatever the price action was giving us with the levels that we come up with beforehand and have a plan beforehand and just try to carry out in real time. And then NVDA, holy moly. NVDA was beautiful, I have to say. Here was the 9:30, the opening right here. And I wrote in NVDA at open that I am overall bullish above 486.5. All right? And I wrote from here, support is at 492 with next resistance at 494. And I wrote as clear as I can. If 494 clears, look to long with 496.5, 498, 500 and higher in play. And you guys can see that NVDA gave us a nice, beautiful move to the upside, going as high as, even higher than 500. Went up as high as 504-ish before pulling back. It was a beautiful move. Like I said, there was no prediction. We just come up with the levels and the plans beforehand. And we just try to execute it in real time, unbiasedly. We clear resistance level, we look to long, we break down support, we look to short. But the main setups that we try to play is the false breakouts and the false breakdown setup, and try to trade with the traps. And you do it using the levels and the setups and the price action plan. And that's pretty much what I want to do with you guys, so you guys can emulate this. All right? Talk about what's going to happen. What is the plan? What action should we take? Well, right now, what is the context? Well, as you guys know, I gotta zoom out for this. I have that rising wedge still. All right, I know some of you guys don't like all the lines that I have, but I'm a price action trader. I need these levels so that I can trade. Okay, and you guys see the rising wedge. Did we break out the rising wedge? A little bit. It's not a strong breakout. Now, last week, let's address last week. Thursday, we did have a breakout above it, but it was a gap up, and it was a doji. Uncle talked about, hey, watch out for the evening star pattern. As you guys can see, the evening star pattern did not play out. It was unfortunate for bears, and that just means there's still no reason to be bearish. It was worth noting. You know, we're at a resistance level based on this wedge. We had a potential evening star pattern. If you shorted from there, that was a reasonable short. It was a reasonable short. Risk-reward ratio was pretty decent for a short. But at the same time, price action has the final say. So hopefully you guys are managing your risk properly, okay? It's okay to take a L. It's not okay to not manage your risk properly. That's for damn sure. But yes, we do got a breakout here above 471.3. I'm rounding it up to 471.5 because of the rising wedge. It slopes up, and it's still technically a breakout. Now, guys, is this mean that we're bullish? We'll have to see tomorrow, because one close above a breakout level is not enough. There needs to be follow through. So tomorrow, for this breakout to be intact, SPY needs to stay above 471.5. Okay, if it gaps below it and then recapture it end of intraday, that's bullish. Either way, SPY needs to stay above 471.5. If it does, we are bullish. This breakout stays intact. As long as the breakout stays intact, stay bullish. More upside is possible. Now that there's that previous pivot high at 473.73. If that clears, we could likely head up higher. As long as I'm thinking as long as above 471.3 to 0.5 zone, I'm thinking, going back to all-time high is possible according to TradingView, because some people saying all-time high is different depending on what app they're using. It's very weird, but according to TradingView, all-time high is at 479.98. This was back in January 4th, 2022. So yeah, is it possible to go back to all-time high? It is possible, but 471.5 needs to defend as support to trigger more upside. Clear 473.73 and we could possibly head up higher. Now keep in mind, my next critical Fibonacci extension level is at 478.63. So before we can get to all-time high, we need to deal with that level at 478.63. Okay, that's the bull case. Bear case, give us that false breakout setup. We got the breakout. The last one was a gap up. This time we have a traditional breakout intraday that happened intraday. Okay, so if we break back below 471.5 tomorrow, that's a bearish sign. That's a big bearish warning, because that's a false breakout setup. Now let me show you guys some dark pool. I got it showing from December 11th to December 18th, so the past week. In the past week, the most dark pool level came in at 467.4ish. Okay, let me check how much it was. I think it was 6.9. Yep, 6.9 billion in premium. Okay, keep in mind there was also 1.6 billion in premium at 467.40, and this was 41, so 1 cent off. So there's a lot of big money at that level. And if we look at the daily chart, you guys can see last Friday's low was around 467.4. All right, so 467.4 is a critical support level, and 473.73 is the resistance level, previous pivot high that we need to break out. Okay, guys, look like potential flag. We'll see. Okay, but overall bull case above 471.3, got to clear 473.73. Bear case, I do have support below 471.5. I do have support at 469, and then that level I just mentioned at 467.4. Previous pivot low and big dark pool activity there. Okay, so if you want to get bearish, breaking back below 471.5 is a start, and breaking down 467.4 would be a big deal. If that level breaks down, I would favor a deeper pullback. Okay, now guys, remember the two phases of the market, the chop phase and the trend phase. An example of this, I can go through the chart and show you so many examples of the two trend phases, but the most recent example was from mid to late November into early December, when we just chopped. And remember, the July high that was around 459.4ish was the top of the range, of the top of the chop range. When we cleared it on December 8th, that led us into a trend phase. Okay, from 459.4 we went to 473.73. Was that about a $14 move? One directional. So it is possible we are entering back into the chop phase. All right, guys. But like I said, that's the range that I'm giving you guys, 467.4 to 473.73. The break of that range should give us a clearer sign of the market's direction. But in the short term, above 471.5 keeps the breakout intact, and breaking out this high of December 14th should trigger more upside. And it's very possible we go back and test all-time high. And like I said, we want to get bearish. Below 471.5 is a start, but breaking down 467.5 would be a big victory for the bears and trigger a deeper pullback to head down lower, all right? Triple Q is also looking bullish. We cleared my 1.382 Fibonacci extension level at 405.4. In my last video, I mentioned to you guys, if that level clears, be bullish and look to long. And we got to a high of almost hit my 408 level. All right, so if 408 clears tomorrow, we're heading up higher, possibly up to 410.8. That's the next Fibonacci extension level. And I got 413 and 416, another Fibonacci extension level above that. All right. If you want to get bearish, it got to break back below 45.4 to give us that false breakout setup and possibly trigger a pullback to the downside. Okay, so above 45.4, stay bullish. Below 45.4, get back to being bearish. All right, what's next? IWM is just consolidating, guys. It has an inside candle setup here. Resistant is at 199.55 based on the mother candle's high. If that level clears, look to long. We could possibly head up high, especially above 200. We could possibly go test 203, maybe go test 206 and 207.5. All right, support is at 196. If 196 fail, look to short, possibly head down to 193-ish and 191-ish. All right, what is next? Tesla. Beautiful trade setups on Tesla today, both to the upside and to the downside. If you traded unbiasedly using the levels, this stock should have treated you well. Hopefully, I'm praying. But look at that, guys. A lot of lines. But yeah, the main lines that I want you to look out for. Let me remove some stuff. Okay, so I cleared up some levels so we could see a little better. But you guys can see Tesla is still within this rising wedge. It also broke out this multi-month trend line that I mentioned earlier. Okay, so critical support is at 247 still based on the rising wedge. This downtrend line, and is also a Fibonacci level at 247. So loss of that 247 would be very bearish for multiple reasons. If that level is lost, I would definitely look to short. Okay, but overall above it is still bullish. Could be consolidating a little bit. The next critical resistance that does need to clear though is at 259.5, and the top of the wedge is at 262.5. Okay, so 259.5 and 262.5 are the two resistance levels that need to clear for the bulls. All right, and bears need to lose 247 to get things really bearish based on the charts. All right, guys. Let me see what else. NVDA, beautiful trade on NVDA. Let me go to the daily chart. I do some fib stuff with you guys. So I bring from this high down to this low right here. All right. That's from November 20th high. That was at 505.48. And then this pivot low at December 4th. The low was at 450.10. All right. So now we got some fib levels for NVDA. Not as many lines. Hope you guys like that. Okay, so that next critical level is at 405.5. All right, it's around 400 right now. Above it's around 500 right now. Above 500, got 502, 504, and then 505.5. If bulls want more upside, those are the levels they need to clear. Okay, especially above 505.5. That will take out the November 20th high. All right. If you want to get bearish on NVDA, I got critical support. There's a bunch of supports that I have. It's currently on 500. I got support at 498, 496, and then there's a critical one at 493.63. All right, critical one at 493.63. If I didn't give you this level before, I'm giving it to you now. Below 493.63, I would definitely switch back to bearish on NVDA and favor more downside. We could possibly go fill the gap at 488-ish, or possibly go hit that next fib level on 484.3. Possibly go even lower. But overall, like I said, I got support at 498, 496, and 493.63. Below 493.63, I would switch over to bearish. All right? And if bulls want more upside, they're going to have to clear resistance. 502, 504, and 505.48. Above 505.48, I would definitely be bullish on NVDA. All right, guys, what is next? I have Apple. Apple's messing around here. It did break out that megaphone pattern December 13th. Today, it backtested that megaphone pattern, and it did kind of find some buying pressure. Follow through for tomorrow, which would be to clear some resistance level, 197 and 198.23. If those resistance levels clear, bullish with 200 plus, 200 or higher in play, okay? Below, let me see, based on the megaphone pattern, well, today's buying pressure was around 194.39. I would use that as support because it was buying pressure there. So if it breaks down 194.39, the buying pressure is gone. And it's likely a sign that will drop down lower, down to 191.2, maybe down to 189. And then I got 185.7 below that. All right, guys. Amazon's in breakout mode. Broke out the megaphone pattern and my Fibonacci extension level, right? Above 152.35, I am bull bias on Amazon. If we clear 155, 156.3, 159.6, and 162 plus would be targets for me, okay? I will only switch back to bearish below 152.35, and maybe we could drop back to 150 and 147.6s. But, you know, only if we lose 152.35. Otherwise, stay bullish above. AMD is still in the chop phase, guys. All right? 136 and 140, maybe all the way up to 142-ish would be top of resistance level. Okay? Anything between 142 and 136 is chop. Okay? Above 140 and 142, I would be bullish. Below 136, I would be bearish and back to the downside. Let's try to keep it simple. Meta is bullish. I told you guys 338.5 was my level. If that clears, look to long. And it did. Smash 346. Holy moly. If 346 clears tomorrow, we could possibly pop up to 350 and 352. All right? I will only be bullish with, I'll only be bearish when support fails. Starting with 342, 340, and especially 338.5. Below 338.5, we're in false breakout mode. I will switch back to bearish, but only below 338.5. Otherwise, bullish breakout of 346 would be the follow through that bulls need. Netflix, it cleared that 485 level. That was back in July high. It's a little below that in the aftermarket, but during the trading hours where it's most important because that's where the volume is at. So if during trading hour tomorrow, Netflix is above 485, that's still bullish. The breakout stays intact. We could possibly go head up and back and test 490, 492, and maybe even test 495. Below 485 would be false breakout mode, and that will put 478 back in play. Below 478, we could drop and fill the gap at 472-ish with 470 and 467.5 below that, all right? Google finally cleared that 134.5 level. Holy moly. It cleared it, and it smashed that 138-ish level, all right? So if it clears 138 tomorrow, we're likely heading up to 140.3-ish. Above 140.3, bottoms probably in with 142.5 and 144.5 in play, okay? I will only switch back to bearish below 134.5. If that levels fail, 132, 129.5, and 126.4 would be back in play. Microsoft, some way, somehow managed to recapture that 366.7 level on Friday. Showed some follow through today. Now my next critical resistance level based on this downtrend line is at 375. Okay, if it clears 375, breakout mode, bottom might be in. We could possibly go test 380 or higher. Okay, I can only turn bearish right now is if we drop back below 366.7. That's a ways away, but I do have support at 369. 371, 369, and then 366.7. Below 366.7, I would be bear bias and favor a test of the white trend line at 362. Over there, I would, maybe we'll get a bounce there. Okay, it has kept Microsoft in an uptrend. This uptrend line. Okay, so below 362, I would definitely be bear bias and believe the bears are in control. Okay, but if we bounce there, watch for any false breakdown setups, guys. Okay, all right. So yeah, I show you the dark pool. 467.4 is where most of the activity is at. Let's look at option flow, SPY. Filter for 100K premiums or above. Okay, it's bullish. Triple Q is bearish. Triple Q is bearish, guys. IWM is bullish. Tesla is bullish. Okay. NVDA is bullish. Apple is bullish. Amazon is bullish. AMD is still bullish. Meta bullish. Netflix is bullish. Google is bullish. Google with the L is bullish as well. And Microsoft is bullish. Everything is bullish except for Triple Q itself. So, but mostly bullish, guys. Alright, I hope you guys found value in this video. Guys, Uncle Charters, this is my last video of the week. Uncle Charters leaving on vacation tomorrow. I will not be back until after Christmas, okay? And tomorrow I'll still be on the Discord working, but it will be my last day of work on the Discord tomorrow. And like I said, I'll be back fully the day after Christmas to see if we get that Santa Claus rally, or maybe it's going to be different this year. We'll get a rug pull. But either way, I thank you guys so much for being here. I hope I gave you guys some value or something, man. I'm just trying to give the people something. And I'm just grateful you guys are here. Definitely consider joining my Discord and start 2024 with Uncle and we kill this market together, But if not, it's all good. It's all love, no hard feelings. It's only business. I'm just happy you guys are here and giving me a chance to be your uncle. All right? Merry Christmas. Be safe out there. Enjoy the times with your friends and family. Love yourself. Love your people. And, yeah, 2023. It's been a crazy year. But I'm glad that you guys were here with me and we got through it together. All right, guys. With that being said, the great Leon is going to sing y'all out. Peace. Would you